Right. So our last topic is about Matt Reeves' Batman, the upcoming film starring Robert Pattinson, and what we think and what the general consensus is about the box office takings for that film. So let's go into the article with Screen Rant first to see what they've got to say.
Yes, that's what they've got to say.
Yes. Well, Batman vs Superman performed underwhelmingly at the box office, to say the least. But the highly anticipated Matt Reeves film, The Batman, will likely succeed. The upcoming film, Matt Reeves' film, The Batman, is sure to avoid the box office failure of Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Although it was the first film to unite three of DC Comics' most iconic superheroes, Dawn of Justice was a divisive film, polarizing fans and film critics alike. This may have been why the film, despite its strong opening weekend and pre-ticket sales, had such a significant box office drop in its second weekend. The Batman, on the other hand, is a highly anticipated reboot of the iconic superhero that looks to succeed where the DCEU crossover film failed in terms of box office performance and reception. Following 2013's Man of Steel, which I really love.
Criminally underrated.
Yeah, very. I mean, John Campbell calls it the most underrated comic book film. The DCEU's first installment and a similarly divisive superhero film, Dawn of Justice introduced a new iteration of Batman, played by Ben Affleck. While Dawn of Justice had a mixed reception among viewers and critics, Affleck's performance as the Dark Knight was among the film's most consistently praised elements, with Affleck depicting a compelling and extremely comic accurate version of both Bruce Wayne and Batman. Dawn of Justice set up several sequel and spin-off movies, such as Wonder Woman, Justice League, and for a time, a solo movie for Ben Affleck's DCEU Batman. The story of Affleck's Batman film was heavily teased at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League, which featured the debut of the DCEU's Deathstroke learning Batman's secret identity from Lex Luthor. Unfortunately, 2017's theatrical version of Justice League was astoundingly underwhelming, and the film's infamously troubled production caused Affleck to lose interest in the role of Batman, leading the proposed film to be cancelled. In its place, the Matt Reeves film, The Batman, began development, with Robert Pattinson taking the role of the Dark Knight. The Batman is not set in the DCEU and is intended to initiate both a new trilogy of Batman movies and a new shared universe. Ben Affleck's iteration of Batman, meanwhile, appears to be transitioning out of the DCEU, likely being replaced by Michael Keaton's version of Batman, who may become a resident of an alternate reality in an upcoming film, The Flash. I'll leave it there because it talks about box office of other comic book films, and we'll discuss all of that now. But I tend to agree with this article in that it's going to do a lot better than Batman vs Superman. You've seen Batman vs Superman. Did we go to the cinema to watch it together? You've seen Batman vs Superman? No. Okay.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you have? Sorry.
I didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Although apparently the director's cut of that is supposed to be much better.
It's like 40 minutes longer, I think.
Yeah. So, and I usually would say how, but after seeing Zack Snyder's Justice League, I can see how that could work.
Okay.
So, I can see it making more than Batman vs Superman. I can see this film making a lot of money, in fact.
I can see this hitting billion.
Yeah.
And I tell you why.
Yeah.
Robert being in it is going to bring a different audience. Because the ladies love Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
And the fans and the trailers.
Yeah.
The trailers are selling this.
Yeah, big time.
So it's going to do $1 billion.
I believe it's going to do $1 billion.
Big things. And, well, when's it come out?
March 4th. You
know, everything's opening up even more and more. So We'll see.
Yeah, I agree.
see it doing well.
How much do you think it will make in its North American opening weekend? Remember, bearing in mind...
What did Spider-Man make?
Well, just about to say,
Spider-Man
bearing in mind, Spider-Man made 260 million.
Okay.
It's going to get nowhere near that.
I think 150.
Do you know what? I watched John Campia early today before we started the show, and that's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
I think that's a good
Yeah,
guess.
I think it's about 150.
I think that's a good
It's
guess.
not as much as... Might be surprised.
150 is still a good bloody...
That's a good... I'm just thinking about how available the theatres are going to be and the different audience. Because all the Marvel, DC fans, like superhero fans, are there.
Yeah,
we're going to be there opening night.
Yeah,
right?
so that extra people, just like Spider-Man, I think it's going to be fun to watch.
I agree with you to some extent, and I'm going to tell you why there's a little bit of disagreement there as well in a minute. Damien, let me come to you. What are your thoughts on what this film is going to make box office wise generally or in total, and also opening weekend?
First of all, I think it's sickening when you can say a film made 870 million and didn't do well. I just think that's...
Is that how much Batman vs Superman?
870. No. The thing is, if you don't hit $1 billion, you're a failure in this market. I get that.
Well, not just that, but when you've got their iconic... Remember, you know how iconic Batman and Superman, and to a lesser extent Wonder Woman is.
Yeah.
But forget Wonder Woman. Batman versus Superman. Two of the most iconic superheroes ever. And you're telling me you can't make $1 billion? And Aquaman, one of the uncoolest superheroes of all time,
Captain Uncle,
can make over $1 billion. Come on, something's gone wrong.
How much did Shazam make?
But did you see the disparity there? It
doesn't make sense.
It should have made a lot more money.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not defending it because I did not like the movie. The only thing I liked it was when Batman was beating up the guys in the warehouse. It was the only thing I liked.
That was a really good scene.
Film because we finally got to see Batman let loose doing this good choreography. Bar that, I did not care for the movie at all. I wasn't even that huge of a fan of Ben Affleck playing Batman. I'm not gonna lie. I still prefer a mix of Bale and Keaton.
Definitely.
Yeah, they're my go-tos for
Keaton's
Batman.
my favourite.
He plays a brilliant Bruce Wayne, and I think that Bale played Batman in
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, it's kind of like with Garfield and with Spider-Man, it's the same kind of thing. Affleck just kind of took what they both had and made that and muscled up a little bit.
Yeah.
But no, I think the 80% drop-off that film had the second weekend was because everyone came out the first week and went,
what the fuck
that
is this?
was crap.
Sorry
The word of mouth of that film literally dragged it through the gut, and that was it. I remember I didn't want to go and see it because of what I heard about the film.
Well, that's what puts a halt on it. If it's good, it hasn't even got to be great. It's got to be good. Like if you come out and say, "No, it was good," it was good, and everyone's going. The minute people start saying, "Nah, you can wait."
Yeah, I'll wait. I'm not saying
it's finished.
People won't go.
It's finished.
People ain't got money to waste.
No.
You know what I mean?
And do I think that this one's going to do it? The Nolan films did over $1 billion. Was in definitely Rises. The first one begins, but Rises and The Dark Knight both did over $1 billion.
Yeah.
In fact, I think they were the first comic book films to do over $1 billion. The Dark Knight was definitely the first one to do over $1 billion.
Okay.
At the time it came out. And when you do a dark take on Batman, which is what The Dark Knight was, and it's a serious kind of like drawn out psychological take on the character, which what Batman deserves as a character. You do get a different audience. Now, my one caveat for this film, I've got two. But one caveat for this film not making a much on opening weekend, if it does make that much, is because of the runtime. It's 3 hours long.
That's where I was going to get you on. Yeah.
Oh, it's 3 hours long.
Which means you can't. You're right. You can only have so many showings at the cinema.
Okay,
that's the only thing.
That's gonna be,
the only. I mean, people talk about like, for instance, Endgame, but they've got to remember that's a different kettle of fish. That was coming off of 20 films, and the last film left us on a cliffhanger.
And the last film made $2 billion.
Do you know what I mean? And left us on a cliffhanger that everyone wanted. I mean, it made $1 billion in its opening weekend.
And they were not showing the marketing for that. The marketing for that film was ridiculous.
Right.
I mean, and for this one, it's like the the marketing's there, but there's still kind of a little bit tentative with it. It's not the same marketing
it's coming.
we've seen. It's coming.
It's coming. We're just hit February. It's out in March.
Yeah.
It's like
It's gonna start getting everywhere.
Well, we're gonna be there opening weekend. I mean, opening night.
Yeah,
sorry.
it's the time. I forgot it's 3 hours long.
But did you want to add?
No, that and I think probably because it is. I think it's gonna be a 15 in the UK. I've just got. And the reason I say that is
see, that's
because-
another.
But the Joker was 15 or 18. What was the Joker?
No, the Joker was 18.
That made $1 billion.
Yes.
That made $1 billion.
Yes.
Joker was 18.
But that was, again, that goes to your point. That was such a good film that word of mouth just got everyone to the cinema. It just, you know what I mean?
When you say you gotta watch it,
Yeah.
You gotta go
I
see it.
told my missus, because she didn't want to watch it. I said, no, you need to go and watch this film. She came out of that film, she's like, I want to go watch that again. Like, it was that good. So, yeah.
I mean, I think that's kind of set the standard for like when you go darker on comic books, now you can still attract that audience.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
from what we've seen, the more has come out of the film. I think all three of us can say that we're really looking forward to this movie.
Opening night, baby.
Yeah,
Opening night.
that's definitely got me intrigued and interested. And the fact that Joker made $1 billion tells me this definitely has the potential to, because Batman's the bigger character.
Yeah.
It's got Patterson in there, so to Leon's point, you're going to have a different audience to come and see it.
Yeah.
But also with Matt Reeves, he hasn't made a bad film. I mean, even Let Me In, which I know you guys haven't seen yet, but even Let Me In as a horror film, which he remade the original Swedish film, it still did brilliantly. It's got rated by Stephen King as one of the best horror films in the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves doesn't make crap. He doesn't make bad films. He takes his time.
Nothing about what I've seen, I think that's going to be the case.
Yeah.
I mean, they've
The
got a
film's going to
series.
be great.
They've got a series already for Penguin with Colin Farrell in the works. So that
yeah.
tells you they've got enough trust in what they've made.
Yeah, they've seen enough to know. This is good.
We're gonna capitalize off this.
Yeah.
We're gonna bounce off it straight.
And one thing that you guys, I mean, if you
that's it. Yeah. So I think it makes. Over $1 billion.
What about the opening weekend?
Opening weekend.
North American, should I say? Opening weekend.
I think if it gets the audience that the film, if the film's that good and it gets the audience it deserves, and I reckon it could possibly push for 170. Possibly.
I'm with you.
Possibly.
I could see it.
I'm hedging my bet, but I think it's possible.
I could see that. I can see that.
But I still think that timing might be an issue in the first weekend at least.
Yeah.
I think over time it'll make $1 billion, but I think that initial first weekend, that 3 hour might be the caveat.
Yeah. So one thing you guys didn't touch on is the all-star cast.
That's because we left it for you.
Well, thank you very much.
You got to say something.
So I mean, look, the cast is just ridiculous in this film. This is like a who's who of acting. You've got Robert Pattinson, who is a very good actor. You know, you've got Andy Serkis playing Alfred. Come on, you know what I mean? You've got Jeffrey Wright playing Commissioner Gordon, which inspired casting for me.
Completely inspired
casting. I mean, then another inspired cast there in Paul Dano as Riddler. I mean, that's brilliant. I love seeing Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. The more trailers I see and more scenes that I see, she's really getting into her element with this character. We've got Colin Farrell, who's duttied himself up as the Penguin. You know, he's like proper, like changed himself completely. I love that. That's what, again, what we said about Colin Farrell before. He will try different things. He's not relying on these pretty boy looks no more. Do you know what I mean?
Well, he gone.
Well, yeah.
My ear just start licking.
Exactly. You know, who else? Skarsgård. We've got him in there as well. It's a who's who of acting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that is going to draw a lot of people in, without a doubt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love and they've, as you said, if you quite rightly said, both of you, that they've taken a very darker tone on this. I wouldn't be surprised if it's 15, but John Campea reckon that might hurt it. As you said, I don't think it will, because Joker was an 18, and people flocked to that, and it made $1 billion.
Dark.
Yeah, exactly. And I get where John Campea's coming from, because we know that Batman is a family-friendly character generally, but we also know that he is a darker character.
Yeah.
And that's what you showed me, that he's a darker character.
Yeah, and he is.
And someone made a comment saying that the way they're going with it is that this is before he becomes Sweet Boy Bruce Wayne, that he's still in that dark... He's still in that dark era. He's just being himself, and he doesn't know how to switch it off yet.
I forgot the comic book that comes from. But
does it come from?
It comes from a comic book where
pre-Bruce Wayne almost.
like pre. In fact, it might even be pre-killing Batman because Batman has a rule that he doesn't kill.
Yeah.
But it could be pre that. So it could be that he ends up killing someone and he then realizes, okay, I can't kill. Do you know what I mean? Because he has that one rule that he doesn't kill. Okay. That's why he won't use guns. Do you know what I mean? So there's that element to it, the darkness, but also making it family friendly. I think they will, from what I've seen, I think they are towing the line quite well with that. You were going to say something?
The thing is, when you look at Batman as a history of the films that have come out, like bar like the Batman and Robin, which was, you know, they made that completely kid friendly.
Nice
like,
to see you.
Yeah, it's just like
nice to see you.
No, I wasn't a fan. But the first Keaton ones, both 15. Arguably, they're not the first Nolan one, but the last two Nolan ones could have been 15s if he.
They should have been. They
like,
should.
The bit with the Joker in the second one, Dark Knight, where he's playing around with the knife and the gun.
Yeah,
he's hanging the copper. And
but a lot of it was innuendo, like when he had the two guys and he broke off the snooker.
Yeah.
And he goes, but you didn't see what happened.
It's all,
do you know what I mean?
Like,
it's
played off the camera.
Yeah.
But this definitely has, like Leon said, because of the darker tone of it, it looks like it has that more psychological, like, you know, very slow burning narrative that is going to draw you in and take you to a place that you're not really going to sit there with your kids and watch. Like, you can sit there with a child and watch, you know, 3 hours of Avengers because it's popcorn, it's love, colours, and there's loads of comedy. This doesn't look like it's going to have a lot of moment of levity.
Yeah, I get that.
I'm not seeing levity. I'm not seeing bright colours. I'm not seeing popcorn flat screen.
I think some hardcore comic fans like myself will take. I'm going to take my stepson to go watch it, regardless. Do you know what I mean? But because I don't think there's going to be anything in there that he's going to have to worry about. It's a comic book film at the end of the day, still, even if it is a 15. But I mean, Venom was a 15. I took him to watch Venom. You know what I mean? He's okay. So I take your point with that, though. It is.
And Scarlet was bleeding in that funeral scene.
Yes. You're right. I agree. Some parents are not going to want to take their kids to it. You know how some parents are like.
Yeah.
Some parents are not. But I think just as you said, if it's a good film, it's going to get others who don't normally come to watch those sort of films to go and watch that film. Like Joker, like it did with Joker. Do you know what I mean? So I think the things that go against it, obviously, I think could be mitigated by the good things that we hopefully see in this film. So the 3 hour runtime, I think, can be mitigated by how good this film looks.
Yeah.
And the cast.
Yep.
I think the darkness again is going to be mitigated by the fact that it's a comic book film regardless. It's a Batman film. So, you know, most parents will know the character Batman and not his comic book character.
Yeah, but you know, you say that. A lot of parents will just like, Batman's there, and they'll take their child.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they're not watching trailers. Robert Pattinson, who's that? Oh, from Twilight. I like him.
Right.
Come on, kids. Let's go and see Batman.
An hour in, they'd be like,
because you think,
it's too late then.
When you was a child, if Batman come out and you was going to go with your mum.
Yeah, my mum would.
She would have just said, it's Batman.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, Batman, dinner, Batman. Like, that's what she would have done.
Yeah.
So a lot of parents will be like, oh, what have I brought my child to?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I think, I think you guys are right on the money. I think it's going to make over $1 billion. It's not going to do Spider-Man No Way Home money.
No.
So people can forget that. It's not going to do it. It will make over $1 billion. I think it will just touch over $1 billion. Yeah. And I think you guys are around the same, in the right ballpark, around 150 to 170 million for the US box office opening weekend. I think you guys are about right. I think this film is going to do very well. One thing that a lot you guys didn't touch on, and I think is different from No Way Home, is that No Way Home, with all the Marvel machine behind it, was on an upward trajectory.
Yeah.
Whereas the DC are really. They're
a long way to
generally
come
on a downer. They've had a few ups, but generally we're because now they're talking about. See, there's going to be a bit of confusion. They're talking about doing away with the DCEU because this ain't set in the DCEU now. So you've got, and in the last DCEU film, which is going to be the Flash, or maybe not the Flash because it was Aquaman, but they got 3 iterations of Batman. They got the Michael Keaton Batman's going to be in there. Ben Affleck's Batman is going to be in there. And then obviously you've got the Matt Reeves Batman.
Yeah.
So it's like, what's going on here? Do you know what I mean? It might confuse a few people.
Yeah.
Might do.
You know what I mean? And like I said, generally they're not on the way up, they're on the way down.
But this could be the one.
It could be the one.
I think
it
this is going to be the one to take them
like I said, it is going to
back
make
up there.
It's definitely going to make over $1 billion, I think.
Yeah.
It's not going to make No Way Home money, I don't think. But listen,
Not everything can make No Way Home money.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? I mean, No Way Home is surpassed.
No Way Home didn't think you could make No Way Home money. So
it surpassed a lot of expectations. So, but yeah, I think we're all pretty much gassed for the Batman, and
definitely
think it's going to do well. So, guys, listen, leave us your predictions on the comments down below of what you think the Batman, Matt Reeves, the Batman, is going to make generally in total in the box office, and what it's going to make in its North American opening weekend box office. Let's see if you agree with us. Leave your comments down below and let us know. And with that all said, the show is over.
You still find that funny?
Yeah, I still find it funny. All right.
It was funny.
Okay.
First 10 times.
It's funny to me still, so that's what that matters.
the neck thing. Yeah,
it's the neck
I was like, how did you do that?
Some old school rap man, hip hop. You know them ones.
I used to do a bit of breaking, you know what I mean? So, but anyway, yes. So, Damien.
Yep.
Where can people holler at you?
Gymrat back on Instagram, and my link's down below if you click the button and then just hit that subscribe button, people. Thank you very much.
Leon, where can people holler at you?
Downstairs in the description, Medea.
And me, description. You can find all my stuff. Don't forget the Gymrat Pack Instagram as well. Guys, thank you so much for supporting our channel on the levels that you have. Thank you so much. We're going to be bringing you loads and loads and loads of content, so please hit that notification button, and so you get notified every time that we post a video, because I know a lot of people are not getting those notifications. So please do that for us, and we'll be back next time with another show. So from all of us, bye-bye.
Weird voice thing again. Yeah,
It's here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.